Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight, or today, as it is for a lot of you. I'm just going to go and check to see if we've gone live. Louise may be joining me. We'll see. Right, let me get myself back on the group. I can have a look. Da, da, da. Sarah's Temple of the Sacred Flame. Let's refresh that page. Am I live on there? Yes, I am. Wonderful. That's wonderful. So some of you might have seen that I posted here earlier and said it would be really lovely if you want to have a candle or a crystal with you that you want to attune. So if you haven't got one, you can run off and get that now while we're just waiting for people to come on. Really nice. Hi, Helen. Hi, Joanna. Hi, Moira. Hi, Courtney. I'll try and keep up with the comments as they're coming up tonight, because they come up and then they disappear quite fast. And tonight is going to be, this is just pure channeling, channeled activation. Let me just see what Louise is doing. No picture. I've got a picture. Hi, Tatiana. Oh, seems like I can't reply without actually going into it, which I don't want to do, though. There we go. All right, then. So, I know there's going to be some new people watching this tonight. I've been doing some interviews recently. Here's Louise. Hello, Louise.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you very much for being here with us. I'm so
excited. you weren't expecting it.
Also, I've got some special flowers as well earlier on to kind of like commemorate what's happening. So,
well, I'm glad you could make it on anyway. It's always nice to have you here.
Oh, thank you.
How are you anyway? How's the weather in England?
The weather's been almost like 4 seasons, really, where I live. Within a short space of time, it can be sunshine and it can be rain, but you know, it's lighter, which for me is lovely. I love to know that the weather is getting a little bit brighter in the evenings, you know. In the morning as well.
Yeah.
Your flowers are quite similar to the ones I got Sarah today.
Oh, really? That's funny. So I asked Thomas to get some because he was going out. I said, "I'll get me some flowers," and he came back with these ones and some more purple ones. And I went, "Oh, a bit dark." I went out and I bought these. I wanted like the contrast between them. But so yeah, so I haven't told anything about anything yet, but there's a whole history behind the work that we're doing tonight. And let me just people are beeping the opposite. I might have to close that one down. There we go. What was I saying? Oh yeah, there's a whole history behind what we're doing tonight. Have you got headphones on, Louise? I think I'm getting a bit of feedback from. Have you got them on? Yeah. I don't know. I keep hearing like an echo of it. Like, but oh god, I've been really holding these energies for the last couple of days, and it's been really hard to function. So I'm coming into the last of it now, so I can share them to everybody, and then hopefully my left brain will come back tomorrow. But yeah, we can't know.
Yeah, I'm in the Sarah zone, but for a slightly different reason, that I've been transcribing the interview and reviewing all the questions. So it's, for me, it's Sarah, and I kind of like reviewing And if people haven't seen that interview from last month, I would highly recommend it, because there's even little snippets that I missed from having asked the questions, because I was listening for the information, thinking about what questions might be suitable to ask as follow-ups. And even those people that were there present at the recording to review it, it really is gems. You know, Sarah was really very, very informative, and you did such a brilliant job.
Well, thank you.
Thank you once again.
Yeah, I've gone a bit crazy with interviews the last few weeks. Like, I suddenly had this urge to like, oh, I've got to tell more people I have to hear about this, because it just feels so vital to me, this work that we're doing. And I think I've been doing like 1 or 2 interviews a week, but I think I've just like deluged everybody with interviews. But I have put one on the Temple group at the top, and it gives a really, really good background, because I will say a little bit about it tonight, but I don't want to use up all the time telling the story. But you can go back and watch that. I think it's the top post or the second post at the moment, and I give a nice history. But one of the reasons why these flowers are probably there, although I didn't think about it at the time, is that a couple of years ago we started working with Sarah's ashram, which is above the Big Island in Hawaii. And this was really the colour that was coming through a lot for that ashram. So there are certain colours that tend to crop up with Sarah, and green is one of them. I mean, that's so how I see her colour. But I mean, she's so not limited.
No, even you mentioned colours, I'm associating more with blue, different shades of blue, actually, with
yes,
Sarah and Sarah's work and messages from Sarah. So.
Yeah, that's it. With the temple, it's really blue. There's a lot of blue things going about. So I have some crystals here that I've sort of brought to be attuned, and sort of hold them up. And I've got shungite, which is black, and I've got lapis lazuli, which is that sort of blue, sort of with gold in it. This one, it's really nice. It's really nice. So they've come to the party to get attuned. So if any of you've got a crystal that you want to have attuned, have it here. So I'm going to be channeling an activation, and the activation is, we are creating Sarah's temple on like the inner planes. So just to give a little bit of background, because I think there's quite a few people here now. I've been working with Sarah since 2005, but that was really early. She wasn't actually kind of present here then like she is now. I was sort of working with her from the future. It was like a timeline bouncing back to me to 2005. And the energies that she represents, the archetypal forces that she holds, they are going to be grounded in over the next few years, and they should be here, so she's told me, in 2023. But we got some more work to do. And so, like I said, we started working with Sarah's ashram a couple of years ago, and it took quite a leap to get there. We had to have spiritual help to sort of get up to the ashram, because there's still this sort of split between the earth and like the energy of the ashram. But now Sarah is saying to me that we're going to be grounding these energies over the next couple of years, but meanwhile we can create like a spiritual space for us to come and be in, to kind of base ourselves in these energies. So although there's not like a physical temple as such to Sarah, tonight we are creating one on the inner planes. And the idea of this Facebook group is sort of when we come into it, then we're in those energies. And I've done this as a free event because it just felt like the right thing to do, because we're all working to kind of activate this temple tonight. It's a great, I couldn't do this on my own. This is a group thing. But then later on in the month, people, I know I get my brain sort of going like this, holding all this stuff. I know I can confuse people talking about all these different flames, but Sarah has a flame and it exists in oneness. But we can divide that flame up into 3 aspects. And it's really useful to do that, to work with them. There's Sarah's violet flame. She has her own vibration of the violet flame. There's the white flame of divinity. And then there's the green flame of manifestation. Now, we anchored that violet flame in last year at Glastonbury in the orchard on the tour. And this year we are going to anchor in, but only down to the etheric, the white flame of divinity. And that is going down into France and into Denmark. And when I say these places, it is true, but it's not literally true, because it's sort of like, if you imagine the earth as like, when you sound something in a room, other things of the same frequency can start to vibrate. You know, like when you're doing the thing with the glass, it's the same with Sarah's energy, Sarah's flames. When those energies come in, so like we're going to be bringing down the white flame of divinity down to France and to Denmark. All the places on the earth that vibrate with that are going to suddenly light up with it. If you're interested in finding out more about it, go on my website, rachelgoodwin.dk. Look on the right, it says Zoom calls. Click on that. There's details there. You can find out more, you can read channelings, you can, you know, really get into it all. So tonight we are creating the inner plane temple of an energy that will be here by 2023. But for now, we're gonna have it as our own private space, as it were. Did that make sense, Louise?
Yeah, I was just reminiscing as I was listening to you about when I was working in Glastonbury at the orchard and how beautiful it was. And then just before I left, I paid one last visit, and I was kind of thinking about the violet flame and sort of contemplating, you know, had I actually helped to make a difference in some way. And then what was really interesting is connecting with the energy of Kuan Yin, also, in addition to having worked with Sarah. So it was actually more powerful than I'd realised the work that I'd been doing down there. It was very, very beautiful.
Yeah.
A very special place, the orchard. So yeah, if that's anything like what, as a kind of precursor to what you'll be offering, then it really is a must attend as best as possible if people are able to, or the recording as well, because it'll be fabulous.
Yeah.
In fact, even more powerful, I suspect.
Well, I mean, the thing is, when we're grounded and anchoring energies in these ways, we have to bring them really powerfully into our own bodies. So we also get initiated into it. It's not just, oh, we're doing work for like humanity and for the earth or whatever. It's like it's incredible. It's like doing healing for a person times 100, you know. It's like, yeah,
it felt like that just sitting next to the orchard when I was working with a particular tree. I felt exactly like that, actually.
Yeah. So tonight, so like I said, it's all channeled. I have no script. I'm going to hand it all over to Sarah, and she always seems to know what she's doing, which is lucky, isn't it?
Yeah. What I've learned about Sarah is that she's well tuned into what's happening, and she knows the kind of background, and then she knows who will be listening, and is just able to bring it all together so splendidly.
And Lorraine's here, Belinda's here, Solvig is here,
lovely.
Vicky Marianne is here. Tanya's here, Cora's here, Sergio's here, Lisbeth's here. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Thank you very, very much for being with us.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So let's come into sacred space together. So I've got some blue rose essence here. Where I live in Roskilde in Denmark, It is a town with sacred springs and ley lines and all sorts of amazing things happening. And last year, a blue rose vibration activated one night when I was looking at Venus, and I made an essence from it the other day. And here it is. I'm going to be sending this out to all of you because it's the final key. It's the final key in the whole thing. So let's just imagine that we're coming into sacred circle together. So each one of us is shining out our divine light. And if you have a candle that you want to light, you can light that now. I have another little one I'm going to light here. And these candles, they can represent us and our divine sparks. And if you haven't got a candle, don't worry. Just see your beautiful light shining out and being part of this circle. So everyone that joins this group will get the opportunity to do this activation. So I think it will just grow larger and larger over the months and years ahead. So just visualize then that beautiful light, circle of lights that we're creating. And we're going to call Sarah in now. Call Sarah in to the center of the circle. Her angels are surrounding us. They're standing in an outer circle. And Sarah's angel, she has her own host of angels. They are a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful white light color. Really bright, shining out white so brightly. And they're radiating that light in to the center of the circle where Sarah is. And she's coming in grounding, grounding, grounding. She grounds and expands above and below. And then all around this three-dimensional circle sphere that we've created in our circle of light together, Sarah's violet flame comes in, and this is a beautiful lilac violet flame. It can sort of range from dark purples to a much lighter color with white and pink. But it's Sarah's vibration of the violet flame. It goes where it needs to, and it works for our evolutionary process that we're going through at the moment. So just see those lilac violet flame sparkles just flooding in the sphere that we're standing in. And I'm just going to call Sarah in now. Now we've set up the energies together, I'm just going to call Sarah in and let her take it from here. And if you like, each one of you can imagine that Sarah is presencing herself around you. It's completely up to you. You can leave her at the center of our circle if you're happy with that, or you can also invite her to overlight your energy and work very, very closely with her tonight. It's entirely up to you. It's your choice how you want to work with her. Okay, so the first thing I'm getting is to sing the Gayatri mantra. And this is interesting because I've been singing this for many years. I sing it every night when I go to bed. It starts going around my head every night. And to me, it feels like a very integrating chant. It knits together all of the spheres. And Sarah's energy is about integration. She is in all of the spheres. So I'm gonna sing that for us. So just let yourself just be open to the energies that feel right for you. Om Bhuvah Swaha Tatsavitu Vareheniam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Om Bhuvah Swaha Tatsavitu Vareheniam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Om Bhuvah Swaha Tatsavitu Vareheniam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. So it feels as if Sarah is bringing us together into the same sacred space, the same circle. And it feels as if the particles that this temple on the inner plane, Sarah's temple, is being created now. It's starting to flow into our sacred circle. And I'm feeling the Elohim coming in. And I see the Elohim as creator angels. And they are here to support us in, I want to say being the architects, but that's not quite the right word. But it's like the architectural plans are coming through us. They are being brought down through us without us physically being here, and with all of our energy bodies, this kind of conduit wouldn't be present for this to happen. And so we are the tools through which this Sarah's Temple of the Sacred Flame is being built on the inner planes on this day, May the 11th, 2021. And each person that comes through into this group and watches this activation will bring another piece to the temple. So I'll just be quiet a moment. We can just let that settle. And Sarah is telling for us to connect now up through the white aspect of her energy. And this is what I was saying about the angels standing around us on the outer circle. You can just really feel that light now, really feel that light, like this incredible brightness of Sarah's angels is shining through each of us into the center of the circle. And as it is shining through us, it's lifting us. As it's shining through us, it's lifting us. As it's shining through us, it's lifting us, and it's lifting us right into the vibration of our higher selves. So physically, we are being taken up, a bit like those old religious pictures some of you might have seen of people being lifted up to heaven. We are physically being lifted up to connect with our higher selves with this beautiful, bright white light. But just remember, this is nothing to do with Christianity. This is spiritual energies, and this is the truth of them. They're not affiliated with any religion in any way. They're completely religion neutral, I think I want to say. So this white light is coming in and lifting us up as we come into integration and oneness with our higher selves. And I think there's some light language that wants to come through here to assist us in this. And this is the energy of Sarah's angels coming through. Hola manaka matabda. O ana halama. Ikateko ana honama. Hola kata. Inamakano. Hala. Hala. Alamana. Hey. Hey na. Hey na. Hey na. Ah, takoa kumania ha, isa, isa, oh, kanoa ho, oh, la mana, ia, 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 ona, ia, ona. Yeah, man, just the energy is just so ecstatic tonight. I've never felt it come through quite this way. It's like I like want to throw myself around the room and sort of be dancing and doing all those kind of fire dance movements. It's quite difficult to sit still. There's just so much ecstasy coming through from them that this is just a moment of incredible joy that's happening here. Hey manakamana, hey amana, hey manakana, hey oh, hey amakanana, hey oh, hey oh, hey, hey, hey. Just feel yourself joining with your joy, joining with the bliss of your spiritual state. And then I think we have to come down a little bit before we completely go off the face of the earth. We have to come down a little bit, and Sarah's helping us now come back into the center of the circle with her. We're joining her in the center of the circle, and she has this beautiful green energy that is just it's like this life force energy of nature and manifestation. And it's helping us come down, but come back to earth with our joy. We're not leaving our joy up there. We're not leaving our ecstasy up there. We need to ground it. We need to ground it a little bit. And I'm just going to get crystals. I'm just going to get this. So this is shungite and lapis lazuli that has come to be attuned. And if you have any crystals, you can hold them in your hands as well that you want to be attuned to the energy of Sarah's temple of the sacred flame. So just to explain a little bit more about that flame, Sarah's flame, there's different energies that need to come onto the earth at very specific times. Yeshua had a flame, and the word flame, to me, it designates the energy that they were being a face for. So kind of like the archetypal force. And the flame represents that pure divine energy without kind of their personality. So there's an incredible purity about it. And Sarah, Yeshua had a flame, Magdalene had a flame, and their flames were the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And Sarah is the expression of the sacred marriage. She has come to hold this flame in unity. It's a oneness flame. And we need it at the moment because we live in a world of polarity. And we are creatures of polarity. However, we need to come into oneness in our consciousness. And we need to integrate these different parts of ourselves, even while we live in polarity. And Sarah can help us achieve that. It's no small thing. It's no small thing that we're doing. And it's time now for this flame to start coming down on the earth, and it's going to bring about huge changes, bit by bit, slowly, not all at once. But it is how I understand it, it is a major part of activating the age of Aquarius. So if you have your crystals, hold them in your hands. And Sarah is at the center of our circle, and she is holding up her flame. She's holding up her flame now. And this is the flame that she has. It's the oneness flame. This flame. It's not split into different things. It's nothing complicated. It's just the pure force of this oneness flame. And she's holding it up now. Oh, I'm getting really hot. She's holding it up now. And she, obviously there's only one of her, but it's like she is simultaneously standing in front of every single one of us who's listening now and in the future. And she's holding that flame out to every single one of us. Okay? And all you need to do is just reach out and take that flame into your hands. Just reach your hands out and just take that flame and just sit with it. And if you have your crystal, you can have that in your hands. So you have the crystal and the flame together in the palm of your hands. Now you can leave that flame in the palm of your hands if you're happy with that. If it feels right for you, you can imagine it growing larger so that you are actually sitting within that flame. If it feels right for you, imagine Sarah's flame growing larger. Now, you might be wondering what colour it should be. Well, it can be made up of the white flame of divinity and the lilac violet flame and this beautiful, I see it as a more pastel green when it's like this. You could also see it as gold. All the beautiful colours here, the flowers behind me. It doesn't actually matter. Sarah has so many different aspects to her. She is a girl who will not be defined and limited. So also, if you get a colour, maybe a blue colour, because this temple seems to have a lot of blue running through it, which I imagine is connected to the blue rose lineage, then go with it. So I kind of don't want to tell you a specific colour, but say it's Sarah's flame, let it be. And just let yourself sit. I'll just be quiet again for a moment and listen to Sarah's next wish. So the space within our circle is starting to shift and transform now. And it's starting to take shape. And she's asking each one of us to imagine her temple of the sacred flame in a way that we individually each love. Because she's saying it's more about the energy that we put into it. It's more about the emotion that we feel rather than what it looks like. Because this is a temple that is being made up of energy on the inner planes. So it is all about the emotion that we feel and the energy that we put into it. So you might want to see it as somewhere beautiful in nature. Could be out on the hills, in the forest, in a cave, by the sea, by a lake. Or it could be a beautiful crystal temple. Could be a temple made of light, or an old ancient Greek temple. It doesn't matter as long as it's something that you feel really, really good about. It's what sparks your joy. It's what sparks your joy. So just imagine now that Sarah's temple of the sacred flame is appearing in front of you. And at the center of that temple is one everlasting flame. It's quite high, right at the center of the temple. It's such a magical flame. You can see that. You can feel that. You just know how magical this flame is. And she's passed this flame on to each of us who've come here to join with her. And she's saying to me that each of us present, this energy has come down through us and down into the earth and the earth's energy grid. Not to be activated just yet. But it's there planted as a seed now. And that's really interesting because we're in this new moon energy. We're in this new moon energy, and we're just, I think, an hour or something before the new moon energy kind of kicks in. So these seeds are being planted in the darkness, which is exactly when seeds should be planted. And then they're going to very slowly be released from this new moon, and in the days and weeks and months ahead. And we're helping this architectural plans, because if you go and look at my website, grateful.dk, there is a page I've created on there for Sarah's temple. It started coming through at the beginning of this year, and I actually wrote on there that the earth is Sarah's temple. The earth is Sarah's temple. And I can't really tell you why, but that's what it's all about. Maybe I can channel Sarah and she will give us some words of wisdom. And let me just open up to her again and just see if there's anything else we need to do. So I'm seeing that this flame at the center of the temple, the light is going up, going up, going up. And so all of us can imagine this now. The light is going up and up and up, and it's 360 degrees out into the Earth's very outer edge of the atmosphere. And it's sending out like a light beam that then creates like a soft and gentle mist around the Earth's aura, right on the edge. And this is Sarah's flame, like just tiny, tiny, tiny coming in, just a tiny little bit. Not enough to kind of overthrow things, but just enough to start to get humanity used to this energy coming in. So just see Sarah's flame, it's sending out light beams 360 degrees around, sending it out right to the very, very edges of the planet's aura, Gaia's aura. And it's just leaving this tiny, 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 very gentle mist. Yes. Nikki saying the earth is Sarah's temple. Does seem to be that way. Okay, so I'm going to tune in now and ask Sarah to bring a channeling through. If you're still holding the crystals, you can put them down now if you want to. They're attuned. Your crystals are attuned. Let me just, I'll go quiet for a moment, and then when I start speaking again, it will be Sarah's voice coming through. Welcome, I am Sarah. I bring you blessings of joy and celebration. Indeed, this is a happy, happy time. This was not always a given, that this next stage could be achieved by all of you and for humanity at this moment in time, and yet here it is. Jubilations to all. You can allow a happiness and a joy into your heart, even whilst knowing the work ahead is there to be done. But perhaps there can be a little more lightness as you breathe in this energy of the temple. This has come to support you. You can come here to be supported in integrating the light and the dark. Everything is needed. Everything is one. Embrace all that you are. Allow it. Love it. Care for yourselves. Have compassion. All of these things you know. And yet they need to be said again and again, because this is the path of learning. This is what is needed. Take your attention to your heart center now. See yourself in this circle of light. Feel the support you have around you. Each of you is a spark of the divine. You have so many angels working with you. Michael and Raphael, so many more. You are never alone. Each of you with your spirit guides, your heavenly helpers, your helping spirits, and all of the light beings that are here assisting Earth at this time. It is really such an incredible thing. And yet the light and the dark must always be in balance on the Earth. This is the law of the physical world. And it is you who come into mastery to learn the alchemy of being the light and the dark, one in each hand, and how to keep that in balance yourself. My gift is integration. In my presence, you start to come into oneness. So the more out of balance you are and heavier in the ego, the more when you come into my presence, the spirit, the soul, the higher self is called forth. So to remember to call on me, I can be of huge help in these times. Indeed, I am an ascended master for this time, and I am bringing through many tools to help you. You are not alone. You are never alone. And I am here to work, not alone, but in a collective of light beings and ascended masters and angels, with all of those people on the planet who are ready to hear our call, as we work together, as we work to restore the earth to health, her ley lines, her energy. So much work to be done. And all of you have so many gifts to share. Many of you have been Lemurian and Atlantean earth engineers and are ready again to share your light. You are so valued, you are so loved, you are so needed, you are so wanted. I am Sarah. These are the words that I wish to speak this day. My blessings are upon you. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be. Amen. I think there's just one last bit she wants to happen, and that is a conscious grounding through our earth stars. So just for a last bit, just before you bring yourself out and back into consciousness again, just take your attention about, I don't know, yay long underneath your feet, down to your earth star. It's about a foot, or I'm a bit rusty on metric, maybe a meter, I don't know. Underneath your earth, your feet is the earth star. Now at the earth star, imagine again a place on earth that you really, really love. It could be a city, it could be a country, it could be out in the sea. It doesn't matter. The important thing is that you love it. And imagine this down in your earth star. This is the place where we connect a root down into the earth. I'll just give you a moment to do that. And just open yourself up to this energy of Sarah's Temple of the Sacred Flame. Feel this energy coming down through you, down through your feet, down through your earth star, and send that energy down into the core of Gaia. Send that energy, or just simply allow it, because actually that's where it's going. That's where it wants to go, down into the core of Gaia. Let it come through as much feels right to you. And then start to bring yourself back into your body. You've done a lot of work today in those moments. Just pull yourself back in. All the different bits of yourself, pull them all back in. You can physically do this with your hands if it feels good. Feel yourself coming back into yourself, back into consciousness. Breathe into your heart. Take some nice deep breaths. Have a good stretch. And then when you're ready, I'd love to hear people's comments and feedback of how that was.
From the time you mentioned the word light, I've had thunder and lightning. which I wasn't expecting at all. And from my screen, it appears as if yours is really light and mine is incredibly dark. So when Sarah, as part of the message, started to talk about integrating light and dark, I couldn't help but have a smile on my face, thinking, yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be as literal as what it felt like to me. Oh, thank you very much. That was fabulous. Really beautiful.
It's interesting. Go on.
I was thinking, when you mentioned joy, I was starting to think of Lemuria and dolphins, actually, you know, in terms of the energy that resonated with me when I was listening to.
It does feel like there's like a basic rebuilding going on, of like, because a lot of the structures were like the earth chakra systems were built then, and it feels like there's a renewal or a rejuvenation somehow. And that dolphin energy, that Lemurian energy, it's just really got all that, hasn't it? Yeah. Even
the mannerisms, the way that you were expressing yourself when you're bringing the information, it was just such joy and happiness, even without really knowing, without what the message would follow. But it was just, you just expressed it so beautifully. It was really wonderful to be a part of. It was very, very powerful, the way that you brought it through. We are very grateful to you, Rachel, because there's some strong energies coming through right from the start. Very, very powerful.
Thank you.
Thank you. And of course, Sarah, but thank you.
Yeah. That was amazing. I've never felt quite that ecstatic before. I was a bit worried I was going to embarrass myself. I was going to start, I don't know, like flinging myself about, and I don't know. You know what I mean? I was right on the edge of just like going into some ecstatic dance or something.
It was a very blissful time for us as well to be part of the experience. Interesting to see what people say, what they're
So Deb says, it feels such an honor to have been part of that activation. Thank you. And even though your voice was cracking up a bit for the Earth Star connection, I could feel it very powerfully. Still feeling it in the soles of my feet, my heart and belly. Well, good. I'm glad that energy worked, even if like the Wi-Fi was dropping out a bit there for everyone. So that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah, and I kind of like I'll have a listen back maybe tomorrow and experience it myself, because like when I'm doing it, I'm just like in another place. It's hard for me to, you know, feel into what's going on. I'm just almost not there or something. So yeah. But it feels like, you know, this is going to build up this energy as time goes on. And yeah, like I said before, if you want to come and join me and the group of us that have already gathering for the White Flame work in May, just come over to my website, rachelgoodwin.dk, and click on Zoom call, and you can have a little read. Come and sign up and have a little read before you decide whether you want to do it or not. There's lots of good information on there. So gosh, it just feels like it's all happened so quick now, Louise.
Yeah, you mentioned about the flame. The white flame was actually the flame I saw earlier on, and it almost like morphed. It went from this beautiful flame that expanded, and then I saw this huge angel, very, very tall white angel, as it kind of changed, and then it changed into a white heart, this huge heart. So in one experience for me, very, very pleasurable. Actually, in something, a real memory for me of what's happened this evening.
Oh, that's lovely.
Thank you.
Michelle says, that was so much fun. So glad it's recorded.
Yeah.
Thank you. Great to see you both. Nice you're here, Michelle. It's lovely you're here.
Yes, I'm grateful that you've joined us, Michelle. Thank you.
And Cynthia says, thank you. I could really feel energy dreaming from my feet and womb really grounding. And then she says, streaming, not dreaming, lol. That's it, we're streaming and dreaming, because this is it. You know, we need to dream the world into being, and that's why it's so important to create these places like Sarah's Sacred Temple, so we can come in here and dream the world anew from this incredibly, it's like the purity of the energy is just, but at the same time it's very grounded as well, you know.
And I think it'll be ever more powerful the more people that do it, because we have the same kind of focus and the same direction and same end goals, which will make it a really beautiful place as it evolves.
Yeah. So everyone that watches this on the replay in the days, weeks, months and years ahead, please write comments on there and put replay on there, because you all bring something special and it's lovely to hear all the feedback. Cora says, it was so lovely and so incredibly deep. I don't know where I was, but I focused on your voice. Thank you. I'm glad you've come back, Cora. I'm glad you're back here with us. And Sergio says, thank you so much, Rachel and Louise. Well, I think we've done the job, haven't we? Yeah.
Done splendidly.
Yeah.
Really very wonderful for all of us.
Yeah. So please come and use the group. You're welcome to come and post things. I just ask that you kind of keep it on focus, on point as a Sarah group, that it's something to do with Sarah. It doesn't really matter how loosely associated it is, but it is something about Sarah, and it's a sacred temple. This is a place for us to come and say those things that are in our hearts that we can't say maybe around the family dinner table at work or whatever. This is a sacred space here to share those little things that actually maybe made our day, and then we can all enjoy it together.
I'm looking forward to seeing people's altars and learning about how they connect with Sarah.
Yeah, and I like taking pictures out in nature, so I'll be sharing some of my Sarah nature photos. So, oh well, thank you all for coming and making this possible. I feel like my heart. So I was really tuning into like my heart today, and it was so I had a lot of sadness and pain and rawness there, and I couldn't find out what it was about. But so I just sat with it and put my hands on it and just held that kind of heart soreness for, I don't know, half an hour or something. But I kind of actually feel like it's gone now. So maybe it's because like part of me has been like missing this energy on the inner planes, and it's like now it's back. I'm like, yeah. Well, I tell you what, if I'm in a better mood in the mornings, my husband will definitely appreciate that. And see if miracles happen. I'm not very good early in the morning. I'm like, don't talk to me. We'll see. Oh, thank you, everyone, and we'll leave it there. But we'll be back.
Thank you for your comments and for joining us, and thank you once again from all of us, Rachel, for making this possible with Sarah and her team. We truly appreciate what you've done.
Thank you. Bye for now, everyone. Bye.
And thank you.